Hi guys, welcome to today's card of the day. And today's card of the day is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Zaza, move here. And before you click out thinking, I don't really want to have the bad luck associated with this card today, it actually brings with it a profound gift. We're heavily conditioned to panic when the wheel spins downwards, both metaphorically and literally in life. And we take it very personally, assuming that we did something wrong and that the universe is out to punish us. But to truly understand the magic of this reversal, we have to look at the story of the Chinese farmer. To me, this really just immediately popped up when I started understanding this card more. So the story of the Chinese farmer goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who owned a beautiful, strong horse that used to work on his fields. And one day, the horse ran away, and all the villagers came over and said, "Oh, what terrible luck, your horse is gone." And the farmer simply replied, "Maybe." A few days later, the horse returned and brought with it a herd of wild horses, and the villagers celebrated, saying, "What incredible luck! Now you are a wealthy man." And the farmer calmly replied, "Maybe." The next day, the farmer's son tried to ride one of these untamed horses, and he was thrown off and he breaks his leg, and the villagers returned, shaking their heads. "What awful luck! Your son cannot help you with your harvest now." And the farmer just shrugs and says, "Maybe." A week later, the emperor's army marches through the village, drafting every able-bodied young man for a brutal war. And they see the farmer's son with his broken leg, and they pass him by. And the villagers cheered. "What wonderful luck! Your son's life is saved." And the farmer smiled and said, "Maybe." So this card immediately reminds me to embody the wisdom of the story. And the Wheel of Fortune really, as a card as a whole, represents this undeniable law of cycles. What goes up must come down, and what goes down must evidently come up. And when this card is reversed, you may already be in this downward motion of the cycle, or maybe something will pop up today that makes you feel like you have bad luck. But the pain you're feeling and the challenges aren't actually caused by the downward movements. It's caused by your resistance to it. And when you fight the wheel, you kind of create a friction, which in turn kind of jams the wheel, jams the gears of this wheel, making it take much longer to come back up. So simply put, we should not take this downward spin personally. We want to practice riding this wheel instead of resisting its natural flow. So what that looks like when we are resisting the wheel, we're judging things, we're labeling things as good or bad, black and white. We're also forcing outcomes, which essentially exhaust our energy. So we're forcing an outcome that we have idealized in our minds instead of remaining curious as to what possibilities are actually presenting themselves. And we take things personally. And when we're riding the wheel, instead of labeling things as good or bad, we just see these events as happening, staying neutral, equanimous. And instead of trying to force an outcome, we conserve our energy and remain curious and looking for the hidden lessons and the gold. And instead of taking things personally, we trust that everything is always in our favor. And the universe is asking you to be like the Chinese farmer today, welcoming the movement even if it feels uncomfortable, because when you stop resisting, you can actually see past the discomfort and find the hidden gold inside these challenges. And the wheel starts to move quicker, it starts to spin upwards quicker. You know, every downward spin contains the exact lessons or the rest or the redirection that you need for this next upward spin. So remain fiercely curious today, stay open, knowing that with absolute certainty, it's always in your favor. Do not fear the bottom of the wheel. It's the only place where you can gather the momentum and what you need to rise again. So where in your life are you currently fighting this flow of change? And where can you maybe, or where can you say maybe instead of labeling something as good or bad, or listening to other people's opinions as to whether they're good or bad? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next read.